May cosplayer pala dito. BadTheWrong. Hi everybody, welcome back to FD Stages. This is your igorot guy Freddy. Kumusta kang kakailians? Kumusta man ang tipanagis-buyo? This is BadTheWrong episode 12. Recently, the Vice President of the Philippines, Inday Sara Duterte, wore a Bagobo Tagabawa traditional dress during the very first SONA or the State of the Nation address of the newly installed President of the Philippines, President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. Her entrance was already eye-catching due to her colorful and very unique dress, different from the chosen national costume, which is the Barot Saya for ladies and the Barong Tagalog for gentlemen. And it is true, anyone would turn attention upon seeing the Vice President at some point. Filipinos are already aware of the Barot Saya and the Barong Tagalog, and now they're very curious on as to what the Vice President was wearing. Some selected Filipino entities representing a certain number of the population were like, BadTheWrong, what was that? Facebook user Lizelle Annie and She Largoza said, costume party? Facebook user James Sibel said, she is not a clown, she is the entire circus. Facebook user Al Leon said, ginawa nilang entertainment ang public service. Sorry for changing the tone of my voice because he wrote it on capital letters. And lastly, Facebook user Viscount North said, may cosplayer pala dito. BadTheWrong. So, let us get to know a little bit about the mystery of this dress. Why did these very important entity of people call it cosplay or a costume party? And so I did a little bit of research and found out that these dress belong to the Bagobo Tagabawa. And who are the Bagobo Tagabawa? The Bagobo Tribe is one of the largest groups of indigenous peoples of southern Mindanao. They are composed of three subgroups, namely the Bagobo Tagabawa, the Bagobo Klata or Giangan, and the Bagobo Ubo. These subgroups may belong to the social-linguistic group called the Bagobo, but they differ in some ways such as the dialects, dance steps, costumes or traditional attires, and their color preferences. And so as clear as it is, the Bagobo Tagabawa is one of the three subgroups of the Bagobo Tribe of the southern Mindanao. The tribe's traditional clothing is known to be colorful. It presents intricate beading and stitchwork with unique patterns. The Bagobo's weaves are known as inabal, a traditional textile made from abaca and using a special weave. These are made into either patterns of kinatkat or ine, worn by women. Vegetable and natural dyes are used to color the ikat-style textiles that are customarily used as clothing by their royalty. The reason why I put these two words on the screen is that it leads us into another trivia on indigenous people's connection within our country. I have talked about igorot ancestors in this video, and if in case you haven't seen it yet, I recommend you to watch this video. And when we get the idea of our Austronesian ancestry, that we, one of the first settlers of the Philippines, of our country, far before the arrival of the Spaniards, we will find our connection. Inabal is the Bagobo term for the weaves, while the Ilocano and the Cordillera term for it is inabel, which is very close with the same weaving practices practiced far prior to the arrival of the Spaniards in Ilocos Norte in 1572. The name and way of the ikat weaving and textiles of the Bagobos is also being practiced by the igorot, indigenous peoples of the Cordillera Administrative Region in northern Luzon, most commonly among the Ifugaos. And are these all significant to the wearing of Vice President Sara Duterte of the Bagobo traditional dress during the SONA of President Bongbong Marcos? Yes, of course. Costume party? BadTheWrong. Let me educate you. A costume party is a party where all the guests wear special clothes in order to look like a different person or even an animal or a thing. This is an important national event. This is not a party. This is the State of the Nation address, which is a very formal event of the country. Sara Duterte's dress isn't just a costume to a party. Saying that it's a costume for a party is very, very ignorant on your part. So let me educate you. It is pure disrespect. You are ignorant and disrespectful to the indigenous peoples of the country. You are ignorant and disrespectful to their culture, traditions, and traditional attires. So let me educate you now. Replay this video to get to know about our Bagobo Tagabawa brothers and sisters. She is not a clown. She is the entire circus. I really don't know where this entity got this idea from, but let me educate you. This is the State of the Nation address, a very important national event of the country. This is not a circus. Let me educate you. The Vice President's attire is not a clown attire. That is a pure disrespect to our good Bagobo Tagabawa brothers and sisters. That is a pure ignorance, lack of knowledge, lack of EQ, and even probably lack of utak from your part. BadTheWrong. Ginawa nilang entertainment ang public service. Once again, another entity talking. Guys, these are the reasons why aliens don't want to talk to us humans. As I said earlier, there is no entertainment in this. The Vice President's wearing of the certain dress is paying homage to our good Bagobo Tagabawa brothers and sisters, an important indigenous group of the Philippines. Far more important than you and your whole ignorant group. BadTheWrong. My cosplayer pala dito. BadTheWrong. Finally, we have arrived at the last part, the most ignorant and stupid of them all. Calling the wearing of the Vice President of the Bagobo Tagabawa traditional attire a cosplay. BadTheWrong. Let me educate you. Cosplay is the practice of dressing up as a character from a movie, a book, or a video game. And where do you think this dress came from? Street Fighter? Naruto? Dragon Ball Z? Darna? Let me educate you. Watch this video from the start to get educated about our brothers and sisters who are Bagobo Tagabawa, and you'll get to learn that they are not a movie, a book, or something else. Let me educate you. The wearing of the Vice President of the Bagobo Tagabawa traditional attire is a very important representation of the Bagobo Tagabawa tribe. And the deeper part of it is that she's not only representing the tribe, but she's also representing the whole of the indigenous peoples of the Philippines. She is giving a recognition to one of the most important and must be protected group of people and their culture. It is very important that we do have a representation in the national level to be heard. We will not be able to endure another set of abuse from the companies, the rich, the politicians, the government. This is a great step from the Vice President. The IPs or the indigenous peoples must be protected and preserved. Our rights must be upheld and our identity must remain. As a son of the Cordillera Administrative myself, a very proud igorot, I'm so happy that the Vice President is representing the Bagobos. The Bagobos that I consider brothers and sisters. Let us uphold our identity, our culture, and our heritage. So, it was never a cosplay. Rather, it is a very substantial event for the good of the indigenous peoples of the Philippines. To this person, let me lastly educate you. If you're looking for a true cosplay, then this leader of the non-government association, it should be non-government organization, the Angat Buhay, can quench your thirst of a cosplay. She's actually wearing a happi, a traditional Japanese coat, and she's cosplaying, I think, of this. Oh, did I get that right? What? BadTheWrong. This is your igorot guy Freddy. Thanks so much for watching, and this is BadTheWrong episode 12. Cheers.
Listen up, yo. When the bad is wrong and the wrong is bad,
ay inayan ito, BadTheWrong.
When the bad is wrong and the wrong is bad, BadTheWrong.